So where does America stand with regards to the deal in Israel? What exactly has Israel given up, and what kind of support will America give Israel in terms of reaching their goals of eliminating Hamas? Let's hear from Senator Tom Cotton speaking at the Senate these very, very powerful words.
At long last, our friends in Israel have won the war by defeating the depraved Hamas savages that launched the heinous, unprovoked attack from Gaza on October 7th. After the most devastating assault on Jews since the Holocaust, which was followed by 2 years of fighting, suffering, and death, the living hostages are home, and a new day has dawned in the Middle East. Earlier this week, I joined my fellow Arkansans in rejoicing and thanking God for answering our prayers and bringing those hostages home to their families. At the same time we celebrate their reunions, though, we also pledge that we will never forget the innocent deceased victims of Hamas's atrocities, many of whom have not yet been properly laid to rest. We will work to secure their remains and honor their memory through our commitment to a lasting and enduring peace in the Middle East. When terrorists attacked, raped, maimed, and killed innocent Israelis and Americans and citizens of other nations on October 7th, the Middle East was forever changed, but not in the way Hamas intended. Instead of pressuring Israel to surrender, President Trump rejected the Obama-Biden policy of appeasement and weakness, and we backed Israel to the hilt. Because of President Trump's unrelenting pressure on Hamas and Prime Minister Netanyahu's decisive military action, Iran's terrorist ring of fire around Israel is now a ring of smoke, smoking ruins. We have crippled Iran's nuclear weapons program. We have weakened the Houthis. We have devastated Hezbollah. And we have destroyed Hamas's political and military leadership. This graphic shows just some of the depraved savages who are now rotting in hell. If you have a chance to be Hamas's next leader, you might want to think twice. This is how we deliver peace through strength. Though good has once again triumphed over evil, we must keep the pressure on to compel Hamas to demilitarize once and for all. As President Trump said this week, if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. Because let's be clear, there can be no lasting peace for Gaza with Hamas sitting at the table. For those who say otherwise, consider that as the rest of the world celebrates the return of the hostages and the ceasefire, Hamas terrorists have been publicly executing members of the opposition in Gaza in a last-ditch effort to hang on to their waning power. This is appalling, but not surprising, given Hamas's track record of using the people of Gaza as pawns to achieve its ultimate aim of eliminating Israel. Time and again, we've seen Hamas use innocent people as human shields and weaponize humanitarian aid by withholding food and supplies from children. These are the sort of vile intimidation tactics that Hamas terrorists have used for decades to remain in power. No more. Today, with our friends in Israel and the Arab world, we have the opportunity to chart a path toward peace and prosperity for the people of Gaza. And while today is a day for rejoicing, let it also serve as a reminder of one of history's timeless lessons. Bad things happen when you lose a war, especially when you started the war. These men can attest to that lesson. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
I find it interesting how in the Torah portion this week we encounter the great flood of Noah. When the Torah explains the reason why God brought a great flood upon humanity, it's because the earth was filled with Hamas. Hamas is a Hebrew word in this week's Torah portion, which means corruption. It means evil personified. And when God saw that the world was filled with Hamas, God decided that the world could not continue this way. Thank God for the great United States of America for being able to call a spade, for being able to call Hamas by name. These monsters who didn't only massacre Jews on October 7th, but now they're massacring their own people, their own Gazans, after Israel pulled out over the yellow line. Anyone who has ideologies different to their own, they're massacring them ISIS style. And the silence of the pro-Hamas protesters, the silence of the anti-Israel protesters is deafening. Only when Jews are involved do they protest. But when it's Arabs killing Arabs, when it's Hamas murdering, executing men, women, and children in public squares and the crowds are cheering, the silence is simply deafening. It's revolting. It's painful. It's brutal. But just like in the Torah portion this week, where Hamas led to the destruction of the world the way it was then, so too, thank God for the great United States of America that is speaking about having zero tolerance for Hamas, not allowing Hamas to remain in power, because there is no option to have a coexistence with an enemy that is committed to nothing less than the destruction of our people. May those who bless you be blessed, and may those who curse you be cursed. May God bless the United States of America to give them the courage, the strength, the resilience, and the resolve that they need to be able to support Israel. And may those who stand against Israel wither away and disappear into the sands of time, because every war that the Jewish people have fought, thank God, true to the word and the promise of God, we have won. So make sure that you're on the right side of history.